You are listening to Wicked Psychotherapists, a podcast where two psychotherapists show you that taking care of and learning about mental health doesn't have to be wicked hard.
Hey guys, it's Tanya.
Hi, it's Erin, and welcome to Wicked Psychotherapists.
Yeah, today we are coming back with some more Adam Sandler. So we're back on track, back on the same track. But we're going with a very current pick. Current
movie.
I guess I could say that. Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
That fits. That fits my old lady lingo. Yeah. Current pick of 2024. Is this his latest or no? There was
no, the one with what's his name from ER? George Clooney. There's that new one. We're gonna do that one in a few weeks. I can't remember the name of it.
Sandy Wexler. Is that what it is?
One? Jay Kelly. We are gonna do Sandy Wexler too.
Okay.
But yeah, I think the Jay Kelly one is the newest. But Spaceman's pretty new. It's like 2024.
Yeah, it's only a couple of years old, which is surprising because I actually had watched this before and completely forgot about it until I started watching it. So it's only been 2 years, but somehow I watched it and didn't remember it. Not because it wasn't good, just because that's just me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked the symbolism. I liked the point. I liked a lot of, the characters and stuff like that. I really liked it. What was your kind of feeling from it?
I really liked it. At first, like in the previews, like the trailers or whatever, I wasn't really sure what it was going to be about. Like, was it going to be like a horror movie? Is it like, and I told you, it kind of reminded me of I haven't seen Project Hail Mary, but I've read the book. And so it kind of reminded me of that, like the in space and, have an alien creature. But I didn't realize how deep it was going to get. So and there's only like 4 characters in the movie that you really, 4 or 5. But it was, I was really drawn into it. And they didn't need a whole humongous cast to be part of it to make an impact.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely a sign of like there's a lot going on, a lot of heavy weight in the plot, which this one definitely had. I do have to say I was fairly confused throughout the movie because I was kind of waiting for different things. Like I kind of thought, is this going to turn into like a weird thriller?
Yeah.
Like, is this going to be something where they end up in another world? Is this gonna, and I kept thinking he's actually out there and like the earth has like just been demolished and he's like the only person in space. I kept thinking like they were flashing back to when they were talking or he was imagining talking to people or something. I don't know. I kept thinking
I was thinking the pink stuff, like I forget what it was called.
The Champra cloud or
Champra cloud. I was thinking that, I know he was going there to investigate it or study it, but I was thinking it was going to be like a thriller, like, oh my gosh, it's getting closer to Earth and Earth is going to explode or something. I thought they were going to, his plan was to figure out, oh no, it's really bad, I have to stop it. But it really didn't do that. So, I mean, not that I was disappointed that Earth didn't blow up, but I was like, I was thinking like, oh, something else is going to happen. And I also was very confused. I had to keep asking my son what was happening. I felt like a little old lady. I paused a few times. I'm like, okay, what's happening now? I'm really confused.
It was very, like it really, I feel like you felt like something, there was like subplots going on, like, or symbolism that you were like, wait, I feel like I can sense this, but I don't know what this is, sort of.
Yeah.
And
like when they flashed back, I was really confused.
Yeah.
With some of that, I'm like, wait a minute. were they really friends in the past? And then that had to get explained to me. I'm like, no, because he was making the memory in the past. The spider had to become like a little baby spider, a young spider too, to symbolize that.
Like he was kind of jumping into his memories, sort of, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was kind of, I think it was really, like psychologically, it had a lot of themes that come up a lot in therapy, that we see, like loneliness and expressing emotions, alienation and relationships, and trauma that kind of sets you on a course of like, your personality and who you are and everything. And Jakob was a very deep character. For that.
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting too, like the reason why Hanush found him was because of his interest in humans, but the humans' loneliness. And so he was really drawn to him, and it's like, oh, I want to study you. I'm curious about you.
Yeah. He kept not only did he feel his loneliness and his isolation, but the fact that he's out in the middle of space by himself, and the fact that he would volunteer for that mission probably indicates he's okay with being alone. And I mean, so he was really kind of he kept saying drawn to the thrumming of like the tube, or like the sounds of the tube kind of thing. Like it was very,
and it was probably the bathroom noise too, because remember, like the bathroom had like this like hum,
like it was kind of messed up, sort of. But I think this was a really well done movie. I think the actual watching of it could be a little bit
shorter.
Maybe shorter. Or maybe it was just my attention span at the time. And just kind of like I think it was really like the themes that they discussed, and the things that they were talking about, Hanush and Jakob, they seem to be really touching upon really important things. But I was like just kind of being a little confused, and it kind of going on and on. I was like getting a little restless in that.
I mean, I kind of wish there was more storyline with how do you say Adam Sandler's name? Was it
Jakob?
Jakob. So I wanted more storyline with him and his wife. I did like, like they would have the bits and pieces, wherever I go, you go, wherever you go, I go. But there was, which I guess that's part of it too. It's like that kept getting repeated because, again, he's like millions of miles away from any human, and he chose to leave her when she's like so many months pregnant, which is a very selfish act to do. And maybe he needed to go on this journey and be reminded what his promise was, and how he chose loneliness over his family, his future family.
It was kind of like I think he kind of had a preset of like avenging his father, and maybe feeling like, well, the only way I can do that is by really focusing on that. And when you focus on something so internally like that, I think you can really isolate the people that are in your life at the moment. And I think he maybe had done that for most of his life, and he just kind of, he was just so singularly focused on that. And I think going up on this mission, he didn't really realize, he was just like, this is just something I have to do. I have to like redeem this name. And he wasn't seeing, they flash back to his wife Lenka having like a miscarriage, and having just having difficulty in the past, and then she's currently pregnant, and he's like gonna leave her, and that's kind of really rough, selfish, emotionally. Like he doesn't, like, he can't, it's like he can't connect with the fact that like, hey, she would need that support because he's not connected with himself. He's very emotionally distant.
Why do you think it was so important for him to avenge his father and, like sacrifice so much for that?
I think because his father was like opposing the kind of like, he was a political dissident, and he,
Right.
like, I think he just felt, I think he felt a strong connection to him, and he felt like, this is just something that was never spoken. It was something that
Mm-hmm.
got suppressed, and I don't know. Like, I guess I didn't really get or maybe I missed like kind of a sense of why that was so important.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
I didn't really understand it. That's why I was asking, because I was like, I couldn't, and that was part of the part that just went over my head. I couldn't understand. I mean, I could understand, like, okay, yeah, he had this connection with his father and he wanted to avenge him or whatever. But I was like, why is it such a driver? Why is he so, obsessed with it? I'm, very focused on this.
well, maybe that's kind of part of it, is that because, I mean, during this time, he obviously grew up in like, the USSR.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of stories, a lot of people's, beliefs in and who they were got kind of like squashed during that. And
Yeah. Yeah. With communism and.
he got like, I think it's like he feels like his father's name. And then, they tried to kill him too, because he got, or he got thrown in the river, right?
Yeah.
But then he says his father rescued him, right? So was that before his dad?
I don't know. See, it's very confusing.
Yeah, like he says he was drowning. Maybe he just, yeah, because he says, oh yeah, they threw you in the river too. But then it shows his dad rescuing him. I don't know if that was like a hallucination that his dad rescued him or something. I don't know. Like, I'm a little confused about that. But if anybody has,
and maybe that's why at the beginning of the movie is they show him walking in the water. I don't know.
Yeah, like it's there's definitely, I think, some kind of like connection there, that I think it's basically kind of like the, what we would probably think of as like the original trauma, that kind of really affects and like sets your perspective and maybe kind of drives you. And I think he just kind of got stuck in that, like that maybe was very meaningful to him. And it shaped his personality, like he really couldn't get away from it. So I guess maybe that's the importance behind it. It's just that it was that important to him. Like he just kind of felt that. And they don't mention his mom, right? They don't really like.
No, that's what I was wondering too. Like maybe she died, maybe he was just raised alone, and then that's also why there's so much trauma. Or well, it probably was very scary having his father get killed, but maybe there was no mother.
And so that's, I mean, that like the annihilation of like your family and like who you are, maybe he didn't like have a sense of who he was, so he was like, I just need to avenge that so that people can see that, and but it was to the detriment of his future family, right? Or to his family that he was, about to have. And she just like couldn't reach him. She just had to leave. She was just, feeling like so utterly emotionally disconnected.
And it's interesting too, because the commander is like, I'm not going to share this. He's not going to get this recording when she's telling him I'm, separating or leaving you. And the commander did it like for selfish ways, but also to protect him. It's like, we can't, we have this mission, but also he's alone. This is going to destroy him emotionally. So and then it also seemed like she had like this kindness, because then she says, takes the wife in, like I don't know, how did she have this house of all pregnant women? That I didn't understand. Like, because the commander brought the wife, and it was like a bunch of, like, there's so many parts of the movie I just didn't understand.
I think the wife had found that for herself. Like, it was
I thought the commander helped find it for her. Okay.
maybe I missed that. I don't know, but I thought she was telling Lenka had told her mother, like, there's this kind of place where you can go for like pregnant women and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I think the commander just was like, kind of just trying to tell her, like, hey, like, I'm not going to deliver this message. Like, can you kind of be there for him, kind of thing.
Okay.
But yeah, I think those were kind of, at least it seemed like it to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could have totally missed
Again,
something.
that could have been like when I fell asleep for a little bit. So
yeah, there were a lot of parts that definitely could have been I definitely could have missed. So
yeah,
same.
Yeah. So yeah, there were some times that I did nod off a couple times, and I don't know if it was that is the way that how dark it was, or like the background noise or something, but it did, like, I felt like I had to put it on like volume 40 something, because it was so, like, it was
very
whisper
slow
talk.
and like calm
Slow and
like,
low, and
yeah,
it was good falling asleep, but it was very it was a good movie. Like, I'm not saying I felt, it's just some movies, some shows I just fall asleep.
No, I totally get that. Like, it really was a good setup to kind of nod off. Like, because it was just kind of very, and I think that was intentional, because it was like to show the isolation of it, and like kind of
it was so quiet and relaxing,
Yeah.
and you just hear the hum in the background, or and that's why there was like, there's, like, you hear them talking, but then there's always something in the background, because that's what he was probably always hearing, like the shuttle or whatever it is.
Yeah. And probably emotionally, probably always that was like in his background, like kind of the trauma, and like the kind of like, thinking about, I want to, like, not consciously, but like his whole life was driven by this kind of, maybe like reparation of his father's circumstances, and like maybe repairing his father's name.
Yeah.
I felt like there was, and maybe I'm reading too much into this, but I felt like when he was talking, Hanush, the spider, was talking about, like the father, I felt like there was like a little bit of some biblical kind of like ancient kind of wisdom in there. He was maybe trying to say, like, oh, you're looking for a reparation of like the original kind of, the original, like not original sin, because I know that's something else, but like the original maybe like wound or something. Like, it seemed very maybe biblical, like psychological, like kind of like he wasn't just talking about Jakob's father, like he was, but there was also like a kind of a double meaning there. And I don't know, I just kind of got a feeling that maybe he was like, this whole theme of being out in space, going through this purple champra cloud where it's like the beginning of time, was really representative of, I think, maybe like the human struggle to like connect, sort of, and like trying to kind of, maybe feel seen and bring forth like your family's namesake, and like, people in general, like feeling represented. Like, I feel like there was a lot of that kind of mixed in there. But I don't think I quite got that at the time. I just kind of felt, I was like, this feels very deep, like it just,
well, and it probably was too. Maybe Hanush was also speaking to him, because he's able to see all those past memories and everything. And, remember, Hanush lost his whole planet. He lost everyone he knew. So he's been floating in whatever alone for who knows how long, how many years. And he's probably missing his father, or whatever that looks like for that spider alien creature. And maybe he was trying to help Jakob with that too.
But yeah, he was very fascinated by like Jakob's isolation, like almost like it was he was like, it feels like it's very self-imposed, like
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
you
Where
know, like,
Hanush's wasn't. Hanush's was not like Hanush did not want to be isolated. And
yeah,
his, who knows his culture, his people, like whatever. They're probably very, because you think of spiders, they're always like, kind of close, close together, a nest of spiders.
yeah,
But, and then here's this human who's choosing to be isolated, alone, when there could be a really happy thing going on at Earth with his wife pregnant, and he's going to miss
yeah,
the birth of his child.
yeah. I think that's what he was really fascinated by. Like, why would he choose that? And I think he helped Jakob to realize, like, that's, this is kind of this is the important stuff. You can't necessarily
Yeah.
do anything, to go back to this. This is what this is what you have now. And he was
Yeah.
like, my planet or my people have been destroyed. I can't go back to that, but you can,
Yeah.
and I think it just was really strange to him that he would kind of disconnect from everyone in order to kind of be in this space, like literally out in space by himself, but also like figuratively too,
Yeah.
emotionally. Which is, I have to say, I really, really relate to the emotional distance, like with a lot of clients. I definitely feel like I see a lot of that.
Mhm.
That they'll come and say they don't know how to express themselves, or they feel like they don't know their partner, or their partner doesn't know them. And then
Mhm.
you kind of get down to like the the core of it, and it seems like they are really disconnected from themselves, and so they can't
Yeah.
really be connected in relationships. Like, I feel like I see quite a bit of that, and that
Yeah.
can be quite a long journey to realize those things. I think Jakob had quite an experience, so he was able to see that. He was floating off
Mhm.
in space and talking to an ancient spider, who showed him a
Yeah.
lot. But I think most people, it's like, if they're just going to therapy every week or every other
Yeah.
week,
Yeah.
they can realize bits and pieces, but it takes a while, I think, to rewire that a
Yeah.
lot, you know?
And I think
Uh,
also that he was able to see it. Not only like is he remembering his past history, but he's seeing it too. So they're both watching it together and can see the past and, oh wait, I wasn't listening here, or it was all about me, or I didn't fulfill this promise.
yeah. Yeah, and then there was like a whole theme of like Lenka, his wife, being like a water nymph, and the fairy tale of like, oh,
Yeah.
she falls in love with like a mortal man, and that will like kill him,
Right.
kind of thing. And I was wondering, is that just kind of like showing like it's worth it to risk love? Was that just kind of
Yeah.
way to show that sort of thing?
Mhm. Or
I don't know.
even
I
that
think,
they're from two different worlds. I mean, I know it's probably like it's probably a folklore for that period, like that part of the world too. But I wonder if it is like two different, water nymph or, spirit, like in, this astronaut, they are able to come together. And even though they're so different, even in like real life, like, she seemed very free spirited. Like she sounded, like when they first meet, that she's like smoking a cigarette and they're at a club or whatever they're doing, whatever it was. They seem very different.
yeah,
And maybe it's, the coming together at the end too. It's like, oh, wait a minute. We are very different, but there can be these commonalities and we can still be in love and be connected.
yeah, we can like try to kind of work on that
Mm-hmm.
connection, because I think that
Yeah.
was something that had just been. It was probably something that just was not there very much. Maybe in the beginning, like Jakob was able
Mm-hmm.
to kind of do that, but then I think, as usual, a lot of probably throughout his whole life, that theme kind of
Mhm.
took over of like, I can't get too close because I have to focus on this, and, you know, really, really kind of like be on my own emotional journey, which is just, in relationships, that's just not,
Mhm.
it's not going to work if you're just kind of in
Right.
your own emotional world, right?
Yeah. Well, and that's why, like, a lot of times with therapy, like, if, like, if it is a couple thing, like, I don't do couples therapy, but I know, like, they'll be like, okay, well, you're in couples therapy, but you also have to you both have to do your work,
Yeah.
because one can't just, or if one person is just doing individual therapy and they're just talking about their couple all the time, it's like, hey, have you guys ever done couples therapy, or are you both in therapy? Because one person can't do all the work for both of them, for everyone in the relationship.
Right. Yeah. That is another theme I do run into, where someone will come to me and will say something, and I'll be like, that's great that you're coming here, but is the other person going to therapy? And then are you maybe considering, like, maybe couples therapy isn't right just yet, but like that probably should be in the works pretty soon.
Mhm.
Um and they're like, no, they just think it's like my problem. And I'm like, this is maybe going to be kind of tough, because it's never really 100%. It's not to say that maybe, in this instance with Jakob, he probably had more stuff to work on, but there's
Mhm.
also other stuff, that needs to be worked on
Yeah.
for both people individually and
Mhm.
as a couple. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's, I feel like I've been running into that a lot more lately. Like, it's really people, like, when I see kind of some of the intake information, I'm like, oof, I really hope that their partner is open to therapy or couples therapy or something, because this is not, this is maybe not going to go too far, or it might be really
Mhm.
difficult with just one
Yeah.
person working on it. But
Mhm.
um yeah, I thought it was interesting with kind of shifting to the purple cloud champra, or champra, I don't know if I'm saying that right. But it was like the beginning and the end, it was like all time, but it seemed like it was just Jakob's time, like his, like, history. And I thought it would be like the world, like or not the world, the universe is like all
Yeah.
time.
But maybe every person, so if other humans were there, then they would see their story. But
Like, it's
maybe
kind of
it's
dependent on who's there, like what they would
yeah.
hear, kind of thing.
Like Hanush, it would be interesting if we saw his, because he was centuries old. So
Yeah.
it would have been like, we would have probably seen a lot more from him.
Yeah, and I wonder why. Well, I mean, I know because the movie centered on Jakob. I know Hanush was just kind of the guide, sort of the wise guide, but um maybe that really was pointing to, like, I had read somewhere that, like, this is not of my own thinking, but like I had read somewhere that the purple cloud kind of represented an ego death of Jakob's, like, so maybe it was like he was just so surrounded in all that stuff, like in the cloud, all his own crap, to put it, like that,
Yeah.
his own stuff, his own, personal psychological junk, that it was kind of like he couldn't really do anything but face it, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
um maybe that was just kind of a way, because I think that was kind of a hallucination, like kind of like Hanush maybe was, or
Mhm.
I don't know, whatever it was, it helped him to kind of realize, like, oh, I need to, I haven't
Mhm.
been, seeing Lenka for what she is. I haven't been
Mhm.
connecting with her. I've been neglecting her. And it somehow steered him in the right direction towards being like, I have to work at this relationship. I
Mhm.
can't just
Yeah.
physically, be here sometimes and then disappear, and
Mhm.
not be emotionally present at all, sort of thing. But yeah, and with, in the beginning, when he's doing an interview, Jakob and the little girl who's, Adam Sandler's daughter in real life, asks, are you the loneliest man, or said that you're the loneliest man you
In the
know, in
world.
the universe kind of thing. And he's like, not really, he's like, kind of like, doesn't seem to really be bothered by that, because I think he's just so used to it, you know, like he's just, he's numb to it. But
well, and also in that point, he had been talking to his wife daily, because remember he said something like, well, I talk to her every day. I get to talk to my wife every day. And then either that day or the next day is when she left that recording of, I want to break up or separate or whatever she said. And then that's when, even though he didn't hear the message, that's when it seemed like he started to really feel lonely or experience that, because he started to really talk about being lonely, or like you noticed he was, or acted like he was lonely.
Yeah, he didn't really have that connection with her, because she was like always kind of trying to connect with him.
Yeah,
like she was, and so he noticed the difference, but to her it was like the same.
Because then he became like this obsession of like calling her and calling her and calling her and calling her.
Yeah.
Because before, I think she probably was the one that would call him or to reach out, or, so then it was like an obsession. Like, where is she? Where is she? I'm not reaching her. You need to find her. Like he told the Raj, I can't remember the Raj
Peter.
character. I can't remember Peter. Yeah. Like who, like you need to find her, so it was like everybody's like, he's like really wanted to, like, I can't reach her. And then the commander's like, oh, well, she's just going to visit her mom, like just trying to like,
keep him
placate
calm
him.
and
Yeah.
So he's not like freaking out, because he does recognize that like he needs her, but he doesn't really recognize what she needs, and what like she needs to connect. And so I think that's why she's like, I'm just going to leave a message and go, because I can't do this anymore. Like
it's going to be just one-sided. Yeah.
But at first I kind of didn't really understand. I was like, I don't understand why she can't just say something. But then I was like, she must have been saying it again and again. Like, it's just,
Well, even the wherever you go, I go. I mean, it sounds romantic, but it also is like, no, wherever you go, I go.
Yeah.
It's not wherever I go, you go. It's wherever you go, I go.
Yeah.
And so it's like she was always like almost forced to change her life and her plans and her everything for him.
Yeah. And like kind of go into his world. And if you're, if he's not really connected to anything, he's not even really connected to himself, that's got to make her feel really lonely. And then she's also having a child, and then also, just kind of feels like, okay, I'm trying to bring new life into this world. I have to be connected to this child. And then there's like that disconnect there. It's just probably too much. Yeah.
And she's busy being a forest nymph or whatever she is. So that's probably hard.
Yeah. She's a rusalka, a little water fairy or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Water nymph. Yeah. But, it's, I really liked a lot of the symbolism in it. The actual watching of the movie could be a little much. Like, it's not a movie I think I could watch again and again, but the takeaways from it are really, really great.
I was just looking how long it was. It was an hour and 49 minutes. Yeah, it probably could have been like just an hour, or maybe even, because or it could have been explained. I mean, I did like it a lot, but I do feel like there were some parts, like maybe at the beginning, but maybe the beginning was slow, because then it makes the introduction of Hanush more impactful. But
oh yeah, oh my god, I just remembered when he first appeared in that like little shuttle lock. I freaked me out. Did you get freaked out?
Because then you're like, oh my gosh, this is a horror Yeah, because I know we jumped when we were watching it. It was like, what's this? What's going on? Okay, it's going to be really scary now. And then you realize, like, oh wait, no, it's just I don't know, or is he dead after they decontaminate it? So yeah, there was a lot of like that was done really well.
It really was. And I was shocked that Jakob was so comfortable with him being around the ship, like, so easily, because I was like, I would have maybe been so freaked out, I would have kind of kept him in that area, for like a while, like kept him like kind of sectioned off.
Quarantined.
And, yeah, because he kind of let him like roam around and then was like leaving his sleeping compartment open and would just shut it and be like, leave me alone, kind of thing. And I was like, that thing could, like, it looks like it could eat you.
But maybe it was going back to when you're so lonely. Like you don't realize, like, wait a minute, I actually am craving companionship.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like maybe that was kind of the beginning. Like his attachment to Hanush was kind of the beginning to him saying like, hey, let's make a like we have a connection here, and like him being able to kind of like reconnect with himself, like that really is kind of a process of how people reconnect. And I think Hanush was just so endearing. He was just so calm and wise, and really had him trusting him, like for good reason. And so it really was like a good way to get him kind of retethered, I think, to relationships.
Well, in something different that was also very different from Jakob and Hanush was very purposeful with the way he listened and answered.
Yeah.
So, and I think that was something Jakob has not been used to in his life or his past friendships or relationships.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I really think I've seen this a lot with clients, and I just know personally from people that are like kind of emotionally disconnected. I would even say from when I was younger, being very emotionally disconnected, you're just so scattered in your own brain, like you really can't necessarily externalize kind of being there for someone else.
Yeah, it's hard.
It comes off like you don't care, and like and I don't necessarily think that that's what it is, but I think you're just so focused on this one like hurt, this one pain, and you can't really like see outside of yourself, so I think he really he did learn kind of a way of like, oh, he's shown me so much like how to care, and he's so hurt and sad, like he like risks going out into his spacesuit to go get him when he is leaving, and he's just like really creates an attachment, I guess, is in therapeutic terms with him.
Well, and also Hanush kind of let his boundaries down too, because do you remember when Jakob touched him and he's like, don't you touch me, that's not in our culture, or whatever it was, like we don't allow touch. But then you see them hugging each other, and so they both learned what was needed. They both needed that companionship or that love or that attention.
Yeah, for sure. There was definitely like a lot of things that kind of crossed over in their relationship, and I think was learned from that.
Hanush could be a very good therapist.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, he's very calming, very wise, very like willing to literally jump into his memories and his world, and I was very curious about him, and very kind of like, I want to understand. I want to understand you.
I was wondering with Hanush, like, I know we don't know his we haven't seen his family. I was wondering what he was like in his land. Like, what was his role and who was he? Was he just like a regular spider alien going to work every day, or was he like a leader, or did he become so wise after he lost everybody?
Yeah. I think that may be left purposefully vague, because they probably just wanted it to center around Jakob's kind of journey. But like that is interesting to think about. Yeah, like that could be a nice like offshoot movie kind of, you know, like
it'd be Spider-Man. No, not it wouldn't be called Spider-Man because there's already a Spider-Man. It'd be called
Spider Alien,
Spider Alien,
Alien Spider. Yeah.
Wait a minute, I can't remember a great name, Spider-Man. No.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, that would be, I think, yeah, a really cool, like, because I think probably, I know you had said like your son really liked the character. I really liked him. It sounds like you really liked him. Like, it was just a really, I don't know, it was a very, like, once you got over that initial shock of like, oh my god, he's not, okay, I guess he's not going to eat him. He doesn't have like ulterior motives. You're like, oh, he's just a very like interesting, wise, curious being.
Creature. Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, and then at the end we hear that there's, you know, resolution. I guess Jakob is rescued by another team of people. Again, I thought that was kind of an hallucination or a dream, that he was with other people, but I guess he got rescued. I had to read that because that's
by what, South
didn't
Korea?
Get it.
Yeah.
I didn't quite comprehend that. And I don't think that this movie is incomprehensible. This is totally on me. Like, that's what I'm saying.
I really had a lot of difficulty too, because at first I was like, wait a minute, is that the space station? What is that? I mean, I'm such an idiot. But then I realized it was
it really, because it's so slow, you have to really pay attention in the slowness, and I think you and I probably have difficulty doing that, you know, like paying attention in like slowness sort of thing.
Good night, I'm going to sleep. Yeah, it's really hard.
I go and do other things. I'm like, oh, I gotta do this, and then I miss it. Yeah. But yeah, as we've said, we probably have some attention difficulties at certain points. But yeah, and so I guess, you know, he was rescued, and then he's talking on the phone to Lenka, and basically they're like, they're talking about like a kiss, or like saying like, oh, I think I'd love to. I can't remember what it is. I'm gonna butcher it. Do you remember exactly what they said? But it was something like very nice, like basically like we can give this a shot. Like we have a shot kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was much more romantic. I don't want to butcher it, but yeah. So I think, you know, it really kind of shows like an emotional journey, but also compared to like a space journey in like a cool sci-fi way, and I like that. I think that's a good combination.
And I like really too that you know, like, it's not super high tech either, like we had mentioned. Like, you know, they're showing like the, you know, like how it might have looked in old, you know, like Czech Republic, you know, like how it might have looked like the spaceships were not beautiful.
Yeah. Like very, very practical, very like nothing's new, brand new, like it's USSR era. Yeah,
what can we solder together? Yeah. Like
the chair that actually at one point that Jakob was sitting in aboard the space station it reminded me of like a 1950s dentist chair, and I was just like,
oh yeah.
It just,
and it might have been like, okay, let's just put all this stuff together.
Yeah. It was just so like old school. It was very, and I think that was again to probably represent his internal state, like very kind of depressing, alone, kind of like disconnected from maybe what we're used to kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it definitely gave a good effect of that. And for sure, I feel like that was another reason why I had trouble paying attention, because it was slow, and I kept seeing that, and I kept getting kind of like a feeling from it. So which I know it was designed to, but I guess my meter was not too high that day, so I couldn't tolerate it, you know. But yeah, no, it was really good. And Hanush is definitely very endearing, and we're so happy to see Raj. I know your son was happy to see. I am as well. I love Big Bang Theory.
He is a huge. He discovered Big Bang Theory recently, and he just loves it. It's funny that
It's a great show.
Local zoo, where we go to, they named a lot of there's goats, and all the goats are Big Bang Theory characters. Like there's
Really?
Raj. Yeah, there's Meemaw,
Oh, that's
Raj,
so
and so on.
cool.
It's so cute.
Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
that's really cool.
So it's like, so he loves that. Like it's like, oh, all the Big Bang goats.
That's awesome. Is it like based on their temperament, like kind of how they are, like
how
what
they are and what they look like too.
Wow.
So it's like,
oh my gosh, I have to look that up.
yeah. Yeah, so there's Amy, there's, like every single, like it's really cute.
My husband would love that too, because he loves goats and Big Bang Theory. So
really?
He would,
That's funny. Yeah, I'll have to send you a link.
Oh my gosh. That's really cool. Yeah, I know you guys go to that zoo a lot, and that's that's cool. Very cool. Yeah, so I think we've said everything. Is there anything else that we
I don't think so.
out?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, so now on to
the question.
Fun question. So this is kind of a strange one, but if you were, say, I don't want to say stuck, but maybe if you were like on a mission or something, an extended mission, and you had to have some sort of pet guide, what would you choose, like, for that pet to be that could like talk to you and kind of guide you the way that Hanush guided Jakob?
Okay. Well, I was going to say Paige, but I don't want Paige to have to float away into space.
It doesn't have to be the same fate. It can just need to be a guide. So we won't have Paige floating off.
Okay, so I don't know, because it would be nice to have her talk, but maybe I'll do a crow.
Oh,
because they seem really. Yeah. I do love crows, and they are really smart, and they have like their little murder. So there's a bunch of so I think
it's a good choice.
You might have more than one as a helper or a guide. Or maybe you just have one really wise one.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. That's good thinking. Yeah. Ooh, I don't even have an answer prepared, but that is that's good thinking. I think of these questions and I don't think of my own answer.
Yeah, that's so funny. No, I like it though, because then it's more genuine too.
But that's a good one. That's really good. I like that, because that's and you do really like crows. Yeah,
I do, and I recently started to realize, because I volunteer at the zoo, so I was like talking to somebody the other day, and they had crow earrings, and I said, do you love crows? And they're like, yes. And then they were talking about how they get trinkets, or they give them trinkets too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have been so bad about feeding them. So I decided to start putting it in a dog dish, because usually I'll just throw the peanuts. So now I'm trying to be very purposeful and retrain them. So we've been all like, let's try to find shiny things to put.
Oh,
so
nice.
We can find it, like marbles, and like little screws, or like anything, like, because supposedly they like shiny things, or they like fun things. So I'm gonna see if that works. So we're just putting the peanuts in the dog, like an old dog dish, and then so that way, instead of just throwing it in the yard, I'm like, because I've been feeding them for like ever, and I never have gotten a treat. I've never gotten any. I mean, I get love from them because they're always around, but I never. So I'm like, I need to be more purposeful with them.
Maybe I have no way of, this is total speculation. I have no idea, but maybe like different murders, like different groups of crows have like different ways of showing it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's,
because I know mine are mine. I've claimed them, but they if they see me going down the road, I'll see them and then I'll actually see them fly from like they'll fly onto the drive, and I'll see them come home. In a sense, because
that's cool.
Yeah, and there's I think there's between 5 and 7, but right now there's only 5 in it, so a couple of them maybe they flew north or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they might. Yeah, maybe for a little bit. Yeah, they kind of come and go. They have their patterns. No, that's a really good idea, I think, to be guiding you on a mission, because they are
Yeah,
really smart. They do tend to stick together, and I mean they have capability to fly, so that's pretty.
that's true.
Yeah. Um I think I'm just gonna go with the latest animal I've been kind of a little bit sort of like into, and go with a fox, because
Ooh,
I know they can be like kind of cunning, and they're kind of, kind of sort of smart in their own way, and I've just been finding them really cute. So I don't know, like I think they might just be comforting,
yeah,
and wily, and so that
yeah.
might
I
kind
love
of,
them.
yeah, I think that might be
I remember we went to a wolf sanctuary years ago, and they had Arctic foxes. Oh my
oh.
gosh, they make the cutest noises, like like it's so.
They
I
like
was like, oh
chirp.
my, yeah, like it's like a laughter. It's so cute. I'm like, oh my gosh,
Oh,
foxes. I wish we had foxes down here, but we do not. They are so cute.
I do actually, where I take my dog Lucy for a walk in the wooded area, I do see flashes of them like running
Really?
away, like, and Lucy
Oh
will
yeah, their little
try to
tail.
chase them. Yeah, like I mean, Lucy just kind of thinks it's like, I think she probably thinks it's another dog or something, but
Yeah,
I don't really get a good picture because they're always just running
you
away,
just have the
like I don't.
hail.
Yeah, I just see the flash of like orangey red, but
Oh, so cute.
um but they're yeah, they've just been kind of a little bit of a fascination lately. So
Yeah, I wonder if that's your
um
spirit animal.
maybe, yeah, maybe it is. I think it, maybe not mine, but maybe
Yes,
another's.
maybe someone
Maybe,
else's
yeah.
spirit animal. Yeah, because it is
Yeah.
interesting because they do say that. Now I'm getting all woo hooey, but like your the animal will show. Like so, I feel like for a while I was thinking deer were mine because there was deer that just kept coming in our yard and would like just stop and stare and be present. I mean, I still do think because deer, there's something very spiritual about
Yeah,
deer
yeah.
or
They
whatever.
have a look and like a stance that is,
And they go
yeah.
right through you, and it's like, oh my gosh, they know what I'm feeling, or they're sending me energy or something. Like it just feels
Yeah.
very like I just love them. But and
No,
then
for
also, I
sure.
mean, and also of course crows. But yeah, but I do feel like sometimes the animals choose you, and like lately, I feel like owls like might be my sons because like an owl just keeps like there's like owls like we have those barred owls.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's kind of
yeah.
neat.
That is really cool. Yeah. That's what yeah, I think it's good to be in tune with that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
to kind of feel. It sounds like you guys have a nice thing going there throughout the household. Like you kind of know.
Yes, we're very woohooey and like
Oh, you're just connected. You're just connected to
all
it.
beliefs. Yes, all beliefs of everything in
I
this
think that's
household.
cool. I think that's
Yeah.
nice. That's a
Hmm.
good thing to be open to. I think because
Yeah.
there are connections with animals, and
Yeah, definitely.
creatures,
And
So that's
foxes. Yeah. And
yeah,
they're so cute.
yeah.
They
I
are so
love.
cute.
They've
I
really
remember
just been
yeah,
calling to me
everywhere.
lately.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I fell in love with foxes, and this is gonna make me sound super old. Like with the Fox and the Hound with
Oh yeah, yeah.
Todd and Copper.
Hmm.
And it's funny, I married a Todd. But but I was like obsessed with Fox and the Hound, and I think I had a beagle at the time.
Oh,
And so I used to always play Fox and the Hound, like
I love that. That's so cute.
like when
Yeah,
I was little, like yeah, but I used to love that. It was so sad. Oh my gosh, that movie
yeah.
was so heartbreaking.
It's a
Friendship.
classic, though. It really
Oh,
is.
it's a
Like,
great movie. It is so good.
yeah. I haven't thought about that in a while, but that's a really, really nice
Yeah.
one. Yeah. Yeah. There's a, yeah. I think there's certain things that you get kind of attracted to, and kind of see, and
Yeah.
I think there's a purpose to that, and maybe some
Yeah.
people believe that, some people don't, but I definitely see that. I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
There has to be.
So
you
your
know.
guide would be a fox and mine would be a crow.
Yeah, I think so. Or
Wherever it
maybe,
is.
yeah, something.
Through our journey in space.
Yeah, or who knows? Whatever. If we've been on a mission, or maybe a
Yeah.
therapy mission or something. But
Yeah.
that's our spirit animal for right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, this was really good. If you guys get a chance, check out Spaceman. It's a good one. Again, it may have been a little bit long in some parts for us, but overall it was great. I'm glad
Yeah.
that it was, we got to watch it.
And I always love seeing Adam Sandler in different roles, in different things. The only thing, which I do have to put a complaint about this movie, there's no Steve Buscemi in this movie, so it gets it. So on that, there's a big F for fail for no Steve Buscemi. But otherwise, I thought it was really good.
Good point. I didn't even think about that for the gang, and I know we always talk about Adam and his gang, but he was kind of solo on this, except for his daughter who made the appearance.
He didn't produce it. We were saying there must be something in his clause that says I have to have one family member, even if I'm not producing.
Yeah, or like someone from my gang or something, like it's always kind of, yeah. But I mean, he did I thought he did a really good job. I think he does well in portraying kind of characters that kind of can be a little emotionally misunderstood and disconnected. I think he really can hit that.
Yeah, he really does.
Well.
Yeah. And who knows, maybe he's gone through years of therapy to be able to come into terms of himself.
Yeah. Or maybe just done work on his own, or who knows. Some people do that.
Yeah.
Like they're able to do that. In whatever way. But he definitely seems to understand it very well in his characterization of it.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that, but yeah, he did. I was thinking that. I was like, wow, he's doing a really good job of that. He seems very connected with the character.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Yeah,
and he wore his trademark basketball shorts.
Yes, he did. I did notice that. I was like, that's so funny. Like even in space, he's wearing it.
Yeah, my husband mentioned that. He's like, I wonder if that was purposeful. The outfit.
He was like, no, I got to be comfortable.
And again, in the clause, it's like I'm not going to wear a spacesuit the whole time.
Yeah. I cannot blame him for that. Yeah.
I need to be able to sit.
Yeah. He's definitely he has to take part of his Adam Sandler-ness with him in each movie. But yeah, so this was a really good movie. I would say we would rate this pretty high, had a lot of good themes. Interesting.
And it was free on, well, if you have Netflix, it's free.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was good. Yeah, I would rate this high. I would recommend it. Especially it's had a lot of good psychological components to it too, and friendship, and I thought it was good.
And like relationships and just emotions and how things can just affect you. I think emotional journeys and space journeys and just a lot of cool things, and that wrapped up in one. So
I agree.
Well, we hope you enjoyed that. Let us know if you have anything you want to add or anything that we openly admit we probably missed some things or didn't understand it. So please let us fill us in with that.
I know I did fall asleep, and I wasn't even laying down. I was sitting on the couch watching it. So I did fall asleep for a few times. I'm sure my son knows because he was sitting next to me. So he was like, he always gives me the look like, what? Everyone's asleep.
He consulted with us.
Yeah.
He helped us out in a few areas.
He pre-gamed with us, and he helped us pronounce Hanush because we forgot how to say it.
We did not know how that was. Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, let us know what you think. Follow us on all the socials. We're on everything now, even YouTube. And some form of Wicked Psychotherapists. You'll find us.
Some witches.
Yep. And if you can leave us a review, that helps us out. 5 stars are preferable.
Yep,
You know,
that
and
is
so
great.
that really helps us out with the algorithm and just being able for others to find us and things like
Yep,
that. But
and share, recommend it to people.
yes, absolutely. But yeah, and don't forget, stay wicked.
And keep your mind well. All right, everyone, have a great week. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.